Welcome back to Livie's Lovelies, your inspirational craft channel, and I'm your host, Fam the Fabulous. For more ideas, inspiration, swaps, and challenges, click the link in the description below to join our craft community, the Maker Exchange, on Facebook. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, all my artists, creatives, crafters, and makers. Welcome back to the Lovely Lab. All right, so now in this video, I am going to show you how I am going to quickly and very cost effectively create some home decor for my home. Now, this is decor on a budget, you know what I mean? Canvas purchased from the Dollar Tree for $1. The size of it is 6 inches wide by 8 inches tall. I also have a larger one that I'm going to do a similar finish to, and all that I'm using is, the bulk of the supplies is Stencil, an ornament, and the canvas. Now, I've used on here, as you can see, using a stencil that I purchased from the Sweets, which is a craft supply store owned and operated by Thelisha of Where Baking and Crafting Meets here on YouTube. I'll drop a link to that stencil below in the description box. I used that stencil along with modeling paste. Was it modeling paste? Yep, modeling paste that I purchased from Hobby Lobby. It's by Masters Touches, the brand. And I believe that there are a few videos on YouTube to show you how to actually make that using items you have at home. So if you don't have it, Google or go on YouTube and see if there's something that you can do to create that. Now, obviously you don't have to use this exact stencil. You can use whatever background stencil that you want. But here's what I'm using. I have created this brick background just to give some dimension, because I'm going to keep it. Nope, I'm not putting any color on here. This is just quick and simple last minute gift idea. I was attempting to use this, which is something that I picked up in a previous visit to Dollar Tree. I probably still will use it on the next one. But I also found these that I purchased from the Dollar Tree a few years ago. And I like the contrast, honestly. So that is, in fact, what I'm going to be using. So let me go ahead and cut one off of here, because that's all I need is one. And we'll get moving. I'm using my hot glue gun and some more glittering embellishments. And we should be done in about 15 minutes, guys. I mean, this is definitely not rocket science here. All right, so what I want to do is, I actually don't want this exactly on the canvas. I want to lift it up a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a little bit of cardboard, which I always have plenty of it around, and I'm going to create a lift, very thin, so that you can't see it. And I'm going to glue it together. Actually, I'm just going to use I'm going to glue it together to make sure it stays, and also so I can get some additional height in here. So I want it to be about this height, this long, I mean. So I'm just going to take my glue gun, run a little bit of glue along there, and put this on here. Wait for it to dry just a bit, or cool just a bit, so it doesn't mash right down, all the way down. And I'm gonna do that one more time. Let me cut this down a bit. Now, if you have foam, you can use that. I am using what I have in my close proximity. And I will recommend that if you plan on doing this, to keep in mind that the glitter is a bit much. So before you get started, unlike myself, go ahead and, if you have an clear acrylic spray, go ahead and spray it with that to kind of keep that from spreading out throughout your house. All right, so I'm going to put a bead of glue on this one as well. Prayerfully, I won't burn my fingers. and let it dry for just, let it cool for just a second so it doesn't smash right down. All right, just giving it some more height. Okay, and I think I need to do the same for the neck just to make sure it's well supported. That one obviously doesn't have to be as long, so we can, but it does need to be as thin. 1 and 2. Do the same with that. And again, I'm just using what I have. If you don't have hot glue, use whatever glue you have. That will allow, excuse me, I'm sorry. Use whatever glue that you have that will allow your items to stick in place. So I think that's probably the most important part of this. I gotta reheat that. It did not, I waited too long. All right, let's try that again. All right, there we go. Then I think this probably might be the lengthiest part of the project. And again, so if I had to tally up the cost of this project in terms of what you would have to have if you had to go out and buy it, $1 for the canvas, and as you can see, the two deer together were $1. So two canvas, $2 for $3. You got two beautiful gifts. So moving right along. Let's not speak too soon because we haven't in fact finished the project, right? All right, before I move on to that, what I want to do is secure these beads in place. Let me just show you. Secure these little pieces in place because I'm going to end up cutting this off and I don't want anything popping off. So I'm just going to take some of the hot glue and go around the inside of here to kind of secure it in place. Once it cools, it'll be fine. All right. All right, so let's go ahead and put these onto the back of here. Let's make sure nothing's showing. And I gotta cut this down just a bit. Yep, that'll work. And this one will go like so. All right. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to put the glue onto the little stick. And I'm putting a good amount because I don't want it to go anywhere. I can't afford for it to go anywhere because I'm not redoing it. Okay, so that's what we have. Don't worry about the glue strings just yet. You're going to clean all those off after you're done. We got that one in place. And now we need to put this one in place. So that'll go like that. Out of sight and out of mind. I would suggest if you're using a hot glue gun and you're doing small intricate pieces like this, to just go on ahead and get your tweezers because you don't want to burn yourself. I've done it many a times. It's not fun, and sometimes the burn can be so painful that it prevents you from moving on in your crafting abilities. All right, so we've got him off to the side. We're going to put this little baby over in the corner. Now, let me go ahead and cut the back off. Prayerfully, everything will stay. Okay, I think we're going to do that like that. Those glue strings are a bit much. Yes, indeed they are. I'm not going to worry about them right now. I go down just a bit more. There we go. Okay, so I'm about to put a good amount of hot glue right here, and that's going to support it in place. I think I want to put a little bit underneath to make sure that the leaves stay where I want them to go. And let me move this a little closer to myself. I'm gonna have to cover that leaf up with another leaf. I have one, a couple of them, I should say. Let me pull that out now. That's truly going to get on my nerves. It looks a little raggy there. Okay, I have an extra one right here. Okay, perfect. And holding it in place so it can fully dry. There we go. All right. I'm telling you, the glue strings are a bit much. All right, so now it's time to secure this one down. You're gonna have to be generous with that glue now. Okay. And then lastly, I'm going to use, and you can use any sentiment that you have or any sentiment that you want to use. I'm going to use a Tim Holtz clipping, Christmas Noel clipping, I'm going to have to clean all this glue off of this glass mat after we're done. It's going to bother me. All right. Yeah. So, gosh, I got to stop being so anal. So let me just go through. I don't want a Christmas one, themed one. I want one that's more so along the lines of winter. Okay? So, wintry night? No, not really. In the cold and frosty air, I could do that. Let's see, while up. A bit of tinsel. I could use that. Okay, it took me a minute, but I found the one I like. Bright stars that glitter overhead. So I'm going to find some black or some cardstock to back that on. What do I have? What do I have? What do I have? Just a moment. I'll be right back. All right, so I just backed this saying onto a piece of black cardstock. Bright stars that glitter overhead. I've also added a couple more leaves onto here to round it out some. So I'm going to clean this up a bit. I've added it to black cardstock just so that it can pop out a little bit, so that there's a little bit of contrast. Not a whole lot, just a little bit. And then I'm going to mount it on silver cardstock right here. That's what we'll do. I'm going to use some double-sided sticky tape because I want to make sure it stays. The opposite side of this black cardstock is actually metallic colored paper. So all right, I think we can get this done in less than 20 minutes. We're on 15 minutes right now. And while my goal was not to do it quickly, it was to do it, most importantly, inexpensively, because we do want to be able to gift to the people that we love, but we still have responsibilities to our home and to our finances to not do too much damage, So, could have brought that over a little bit more, but whatever. It is what it is. Okay, let me just cut that down so I can see what I'm working with. That is far from even. It's always the case. Okay. Part of handmade means it should not be expected to be perfect. And we are going to, I wish I would have had him over a little bit more, but it's too late for that now. I'm going to lift that up. So let me get some foam tape, and then I'm going to think that should be wide enough. Not too, yep. Then I'm going to hot glue that in place to ensure that it doesn't move. And then guess what, people? We are done. Now, one little extra step you can take, it's totally up to you, depending on what type of canvas you have and what materials you have on hand. You can always add a pretty bow, a hanger to the back. All right, so I'm going to peel this off. Add some glue to the back of this. Did that get on my finger? Yes, Lord, it did. Woo! Have mercy on my spirit and my soul. All right, let me make sure. Yep, I want it here. Isn't he adorable? One last thing I want to do. One last thing. I am going to put, I gotta find my wet glue, a little bit of snow down at the bottom. Now, you don't have to do this part, clearly. Totally up to you. I'm using the wettest, loosest glue I could find. You can also accomplish this with cotton, fabric, whatever you've got. It'll work. All right, let me clean this off and get a piece of paper so that this is where, this is the bonus footage, folks. And especially because we're still under 20 minutes. Hold tight. All right, so you can safely clean up the hot glue gun. All right, so here's my bag of snow, and I've bought this from the Dollar Tree as well by Crafter Square. I'm going to take this off. Actually, I'm just going to open up a corner because I can already tell that this can get relatively messy. Well, I can be relatively messy too. I'm going to pat that down so it can sink on into that glue. And I am going to run a little bit over the top of this so that it looks like it's sitting on there. And then I'm going to run it off the edge. Like so. It's pretty snow, by the way. And because I don't want it to be, I don't want to overdo this, I'm going to leave these as they are, as in, I'm not going to put any more anywhere else on the canvas. I've never used that snow before either, so this is actually my first time. I've used other things that resemble snow, just not that. All right, I'm going to flip that over, see what we get. Oh, how gorgeous. That. All right, so let me move this off to the side. Okay, guys, so in 20 minutes, we were able to create, it's actually 22 minutes. Well, it took me, 17 minutes to make the canvas and another 20 minutes to add the snow. So I think that came out relatively gorgeous and will look amazing on top of a mantle or a bookshelf. And again, these canvases were only $1 at Dollar Tree. They are 6 inches wide by 8 inches tall. And the deer were found at Dollar Tree as well, along with these little poinsettias. Now remember, you can use any type of ornament, you know, but if you want to make these in batches and then gift them to your co-workers or your mail carriers, your friends, your family members, you know, just think ahead of time and, you know, shop ahead of time, I should say, window shop, get your items together at home and head out. Well, you know, it's last minute, so you got to be kind of mindful of the time, but nevertheless, what I'm trying to say is, if you see any packs of ornaments, it has, especially at the Dollar Tree, that has more than one ornament, you can grab a couple packs of those, a couple of these canvases, or maybe purchase a set of canvases, either or, and get started. You know, you can always do a watercolor background. I will advise you to gesso your backgrounds before you get started if you plan on adding any type of a wet element, just so that it doesn't soak through the canvas. And so I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you found this and this project easy to do, and if this is something that you anticipate doing or think you might want to give it a try, give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to share this video in your group, your Facebook groups, or maybe even on your Facebook, or on your social media. There we go. Share that on your social media and help our community grow. And until we're back here together on YouTube, guys, stay encouraged, stay blessed, stay creative and crafting. Bye for now. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Hit subscribe to join the crafty community, and be sure to click the bell for notifications of new uploads. Thank you so much for watching. Now stay tuned for more from Livie's Lovelies, your inspirational craft channel. Bye for now.